Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Social Media Planner Template Kit launch. I know that it was supposed to launch earlier this week, so thank you for your patience. I actually had to take a little detour and I updated 12 other planners with 2021 dates. So if you follow me on Insta, I basically just explained what those 12 planners were because people were all excited about new 2021 planners. I owe you 2 updates. So when I say owe you, each year I update all of the dated planners with the new dates for the next year, and I usually do that in July. So all of the planners have been updated to date: the monthly, the annual, what else? The daily, the academic planner. So there are only 2 left, which are the weekly, which has 6 templates inside of it, and then the Etsy Kickstarter, which is the original pop-up shop planner. It's the done for you, has the whole planner, it has social media graphics, just like we're going to go over today. And then I had to update 5 more planners, or 6 more. I'm bad at math. It was a lot of planners. It was about 12 total. And so those are all exclusive to Planner Academy. So if you're in Planner Academy, and the last time I launched it, I think was last fall, or maybe the very early beginning of this year. And though that course has its own exclusive planners in there, so you can't even purchase them. They're only available inside of there. As well as earlier this year, was it this year? No, that's wrong. I take that back. Last year, I had sold 2 digital planners just to kind of test out the waters and see if you guys were interested in digital planner templates. And so those are both pink, because those are my colors. And so those were both updated as well with 2021 dates. So I guess that is more than 12 planners. I don't know. I just kept updating everything that was in my inventory. So if you follow me on Instagram, I had put the rollout dates for all of those. I won't bore you with those right now. I'll leave all of those dates in the description, but everything should be out and updated within the next couple weeks. So lots of new stuff coming out. So hopefully that will help you get ready for your planner sales and help you stock up your inventory for next year. In fact, I saw an email today from, I think it was Commit 30. They've already come out with their 2021 planners. I know people are anxiously awaiting everybody else to come out with 2021, like the full year, not like a half academic year or mid-year kind of planner. So this is a really good time to stock up on your store, whether it's digital or physical. All right, so I am going to share my screen with you so you can see what I am seeing. All right, so you see a weird picture in picture. We're gonna go ahead and open up Adobe InDesign. So hopefully you can see this. Let me refresh YouTube, see if there's any questions. And I know that a lot of you like to know when these go live, but honestly, just because of all the other planner updates I was doing, I wasn't able to give you a live time. However, the Etsy Kickstarter will be going live today at 3:30 as scheduled. So that you can plan on, and I'll see you back here again in just like a few hours, like 6 hours. All right, so it doesn't look like there are any questions on YouTube. All right, so you are looking at the new social media planner. So this is, I put the tagline, your digital footprint tracker, because it's really just a tracker. So a lot of times when I do planners, or basically when I do everything, I like to teach you how to do stuff and go from the beginning. However, I think someone who's looking for a social media tracker, you never know. Some people could be at the super beginning where they're like, I think I might want to go on Pinterest. I have no idea. Or I've been on Twitter for a while, but I'm not really sure what I should be tracking or planning for. So it was just a really wide gamut. So I pretty much just put trackers in there. So here's how it's arranged. You have a table of contents. We just talked about digital strategy in the beginning, really quick section. Content batching, because I'm pretty sure, like, I think this was like a new and exciting topic when it first came out 10 years ago or something, but now everybody does content batching, right? Like creating one-off post here and there is just a ridiculous waste of time. So everyone plans everything, especially because I can't open Instagram without seeing one of those Ali Bajurk $27 tiny offers from her or one of her students. I think she teaches everyone to create those social media content calendars. So there's really no reason that you can't find a full year content calendar to plan out your content, because it's everywhere. All right, then I have a section for really what were the top search engine, not search engine, but what I did is I looked at social media marketing world, and they come out with a report every month on what the most popular social media platforms are. And so I picked the ones that are most popular. I know TikTok is like this hot new kind of trend, but TikTok had like, I think less than 5% or 2% of users everywhere were saying that they were using it. And this is for, I believe, the May report of 2020. And a lot of people who sell business were just saying they were going to ignore it completely. So I just left it off totally. But I did include that as one of the icons that you can use because I can't predict the future. I don't know, maybe TikTok will take off and it will be like the greatest thing ever. So I basically just stuck with the tried and true, which are Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Pinterest. So they're each arranged about the same. So we'll go through it. It's basically just tracking stuff and then coming up with your strategy and then ads. So I'm going to assume that everybody is doing paid ads. Organic reach is pretty dead. I think everyone has to pay. So each of these inside of here are different and the reason I made them different, I know some social media trackers are just like, general and just, what are you posting? When are you posting it? How often are you posting it? I think each of these platforms are a little different. And honestly, nothing frustrates me more when I see people posting like the same exact content, even though the dimensions are wrong, into a different platform. Or like my biggest pet peeve is seeing podcasts on YouTube. It's the worst. Although I am not a fan of podcasts, so maybe that's why. I say this all the time, like listening to podcasts reminds me of growing up in the 80s and being stuck in the car without a mixtape or something else because it was before the internet. We had no Spotify. And you'd be in between towns or in a weird area. I'm from the Illinois, so this happens a lot. And there's nothing to listen to but AM radio and people talking. And I just thought, this is like torture. Why would people pay to listen to people talk? I don't know. It just seems crazy to me. I know a lot of people love podcasts, so I'm just not one of them. All right, so here we go into digital strategy. So this is just, which platforms do you want to commit to? There's some blank spaces over here, social media goals, and just kind of ask some questions over here. You'll get all of these icons as well. So I did advertise that this comes with 10 icons. However, it actually comes with, I think, really like 30 some icons because you're going to get all the icons in black and white. I redid them in this hot pink color that matches the branding for this. And then I added a bunch of other icons inside of here, just honestly, because I thought it looked prettier with some icons instead of using so many pictures that you have to buy on Adobe Stock. And I will show you how to purchase those photos if you would like to do so. All right. So over here we have themes. So basically I like to do a year at a glance, and a lot of people, when they teach how to do content batching, they'll say pick a theme for each month or a focus so that you can just think of topics around there, right? And it helps to scope down your thought process and also target your audience to just one particular subject that you can deep dive into for each month. Now, that's not to say that you have to do that. It's just one of the methods. And then over here on the right, if you're doing a launch for, say, a new podcast channel, or you're doing a launch for a new course or an ebook or group coaching or something, you'll usually target your content on social media all leading into and supporting that subject so that you can kind of prime your audience for that. So a big thing that I did was for the wedding planner, and this is mostly because I don't have a lot of wedding professionals, if any, in my audience. And so what I did is I did I think like 6 or 7 videos on just wedding planners in general and how to use them and how they're structured and wedding invitations. And so that was really just to sort of corral in some people that might be doing SEO search inside of YouTube or on Google for things related to wedding industry professionals who might be interested in selling a wedding planner template. So that's why I put these two both in here. So So on to the next section, which is content batching. So this is just a space for you to brainstorm some ideas on the left, and then again, another content calendar on the right. So not a lot going on here in case there's a totally different way you want to do this. And then over here on Facebook, oh, this is the only photo I think that was not Adobe, and I'll show you how to do that later. This photo, I don't know if anyone's been on Adobe stock lately, but some of the photos on Adobe stock are $500 or $800, and they're considered special photos. And so, I'm totally willing to pay extra for something, I guess, that's very special. However, if you find a photo like that, which is what I did, I really like this photo and I wanted to use it. However, it was not in Adobe stock as like just part of your membership. You had to pay, I think, $500 for it. So I pulled down the preview and I did a reverse image lookup, and then I found it on Media Bakery for $5. So there are a lot of photos inside of the premium. I didn't do a lot of research, but I checked out a couple others, and you can pretty much find them on other sites like Deposit Photos or somewhere else for just free with your membership. I shouldn't say free. I think you pay like $100 for Deposit Photos for 100 photos, but basically less than $500. So, when you see photos like that on Adobe stock, don't get bummed out and just go ahead and do a reverse search and look it up somewhere else. Total aside. All right, so here's how the Facebook section is set up. So I think groups are a huge thing. Still, I know that people are wondering, should they start a group? Should they join a group? I think they're a great source of information for collaboration, for honestly, for finding out what people are asking, right? So if your audience, like for example, I'm an author. So if I was going to create an author product, which I never ever will again, but if I was, I could go into the author groups and see what people are asking. Like they're asking how to find a cover designer. They're asking where the best how many proofreaders should they get? Where to find the best editors? How many words should be in a particular subgenre? So these are, to me, a really great place to do market research, especially when you're first starting out. I know I used to get really frustrated when I started out when people would ask me, well, what does your audience want? And I would say, I don't know. I have like 20 people on my mailing list. I think 5 of them are my family. 10 of them are my friends who aren't buying anyway. So I just don't know, right? Like I'm just trying to get things started. I think I know, but I'm not really sure. So I still think base groups are great, especially if you're able to run and moderate your own Facebook group. You can actually provide value for people, create a community, as well as, poll them when you need to ask questions. Over here on the right, I have images and videos, just a place for you to start gathering stuff based on items that you want to post. So basically just a placeholder. Because a lot of times I think with a lot of those scheduling tools like CoSchedule, eClincher, what I use, Meet Edgar, a lot of them already have a lot of planning tools built into them. So I didn't want to repeat, I guess, what you could get digitally or what you want to store and share with your team. This was more for like brainstorming and just kind of putting stuff out there. So for scheduling your posts, I really think with Facebook, these should be scheduled at certain times during the week. And, the dead period from, when people go to bed until like 7 a.m., no one's really looking on Facebook. So a lot of these things that I put inside of here are just my opinions, I guess, of how I think it should be run. You can obviously edit this how you want, but I had it starting at 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Not a whole lot going on with posts after or before that. At the bottom, there's just some areas to put what worked, what didn't, your likes, comments, and then your top posts. So then you would know for next week what to do. Over here, we have Facebook ads. So each section has its own sort of tracker on running paid ads. So each, like I said, every section for running paid ads, every platform is very different. So for Facebook ads over here, I have just kind of what you see standard: cost per lead, cost per click, all these different things that you might want to write down and record. Also, it should be noted, obviously, someone isn't going to run just one Facebook ad. I'm not a fan at all of the rinse and repeat. Like, I find nothing more annoying than when I get a planner, it has the same 2 pages, just like Xeroxed, I guess Xerox is a brand name, photocopied over and over again, right? Like I feel cheated. I feel like that's kind of annoying. So I didn't do that in here. You're welcome to do that in your book. But again, I would say do it sparing, like maybe 10 or 12, or maybe make a separate book or a notepad on just Facebook ads. And then over on the right, it's what worked and what didn't work and what you can do next time. So that's Facebook. So the next section is Instagram. So it looks very similar. It has some brainstorm questions over on the left. And then over on the right, we have the 5-3-2 posting rule. Now, this is kind of like what I've always known as the rule of what you're supposed to do. And this isn't just posts, it's could also be stories, but 5-3-2 basically just means you should do 5 pieces of content from somebody else. So over here, really, it's just to sort of mark down who you or what accounts you like to pull from to share with your audience. Because on Instagram, it's not only just about sharing your original content, it's also, you know, if you're able to share something inspirational, then people feel like you are inspirational as well, even though that was not your original comment. Same thing with something knowledge or an insight or something new and exciting, right? So Instagram isn't just about original content. And if you try to do that, especially with a lot of these platforms, other than YouTube, you must have original content. But otherwise, everything, you're just going to get, I think, burnt out from just trying to post so much original content. The next section is original content, but it's split up. So 3 should be from your business platform, right? Like sharing, I would share new templates or new branding mood boards. And then 2 should be from personal stories. I probably do like a total imbalance because my Instagram feed is just my cat because I just think he's so cute. And he's new, he's still a kitten. But you know, 5 years from now, I might be totally over the cat and not posting as many cat pictures or stories. But this is just a general rule of thumb. Over here, scheduling your posts. So because this is Instagram, I don't think the exact time matters as much as it does for Facebook, where it had exact time. So this one is just split into kind of a morning, afternoon, evening kind of slot. So you can kind of see just at a glance, a week at a glance, of all the things that you're posting. And then the same thing, it has what worked, what didn't, likes, comments, and then a place for you to capture your top posts. Now we go into Instagram ads. So Instagram ads, I know what you're thinking, is it really different? Not really, because Instagram was purchased by Facebook. So you actually run your ads from the Facebook campaign manager or ads manager. So they look very similar. So same questions all over again. And then the next section, we moved into YouTube. I have a question on YouTube. Charlie, hi, how much is a suitable price for planners? It really depends. I think you want to look online and see what others are charging. If it's a printable versus a printed planner, it's going to be very different in price. And especially if you have a niche down area that's special, I would look to at other planners that are, I mean, some of them are just ugly, I shouldn't say ugly. I would consider them ugly, right? Like they're, what am I not into? I'm not into flowers. You couldn't even pay me enough to have a planner made with flowers on the cover or the inside. So I kind of consider that ugly. So you could charge me even if it was 1 penny, I wouldn't buy it. So you need to think about what you like and what you value, and then see what they're charging for that. So I wouldn't look at flowers to do a comparison. I would only look at other people who have polka dots or stripes or something that looks a little bit more like Kate Spade if I was looking at pricing. I hope that answers your question, Charlie. Misty Cliff 98, what exactly are we paying for? I asked because after you click buy, they will ask you to pay $47 more for the digital planner. What are you paying for? You're paying for the template. I'll go through the sales page as soon as I'm done with the planner. And then afterwards, what it's asking you for the digital planner is if you want to add on the digital planner version of this for GoodNotes, then you can add that on for 50% at a discount. If you're not really sure, Misty Cliff 98, what you're paying for, don't buy it. I'm not a hard sell. If you're this just seems weird and I don't want it, don't buy it. So I'm selling an InDesign template, and I'm selling all the social media graphics with it. And if you don't want it, definitely don't get it. So I hope that helps. There's a whole page that tells you everything that you're getting, but if you're just asking about the digital planner, you're getting a download that is an InDesign file of the digital planner version with the clickable tabs that works on GoodNotes. So hope that helps clarify. Okay, so let's move on. We're almost through. We're like more than halfway through. We're on YouTube. I think this thing came in at 64 pages. So over here, same thing, some brainstorming for the YouTube channel. And I really had to stop myself because I'm like, out of all these platforms, YouTube is the one that I know the best. And so I could literally, I have a book, an entire book and a 2-hour workshop just on YouTube. So I stopped myself. I really think the biggest goal for YouTube is to monetize your channel. And I think people get confused about this. There's like YouTube terms of service. It's called joining the YouTube partner program. It just means that your channel's been monetized. And to do that, you need 2 things. You just need over 4,000 hours of watch time within the last 12 months. So a lot of times people will have the 4 hours, but maybe they started their YouTube channel back in 1980 BC or something, and then they came back 5 years later. YouTube wants people who are posting consistently and posting often. So it has to be within the last 12 months. And then the other thing is you need over 1,000 subscribers. So these aren't difficult goals. I think the first time I did this for this channel, which now has, I think, almost 20-some thousand subscribers, it took me, I want to say, like 2 years to grow it, 2.5 years, because I wasn't posting consistently. And then with the author channels, which I have abandoned, but Lisa London and Lisa Latte, those were monetized. Lisa London within a year, Lisa Latte within like 3 months. And the reason it was because I was very focused, and honestly, I just had way more experience from running other YouTube channels and including channels that failed for many years. So the more you do any of these platforms, the better you get at them. So over here, scheduling your posts, YouTube really works on a weekly schedule. So you want to think about what days of the week do you want to post. And some days are better or worse than others. So for me, I post Mondays and Thursdays, and then I do like a fun unboxing video on Saturdays. So Saturdays to me are like, I don't really want to learn anything. It's Saturday. I just kind of want to be entertained kind of briefly, and that's it. Kind of leave me alone. Versus like Monday and Thursday, you're still kind of in work mode and you're excited about tutorials. You're excited about new planner launches. So that's why I do things the way I do. But that's why I put this as just a horizontal weekly schedule, because that's how I think you should think of your YouTube planning. Now, YouTube ads run a little differently. So over here, I'm asking you what types of ads you want to run. And this is really without educating people, just to let them know, like, there are different types of ads. And if you're not sure what they are because you're not familiar with the platform, maybe go back and do a little bit more research. Or if you're working with someone who's going to run those ads for you, then at least you can kind of be speaking the same language. So that's why I asked this over here. Over here, YouTube ads. So this is very different. So I shouldn't say very different. It is kind of different. So ad types, networks, these are things that you should think about. So each of these ads have a plan versus actual. And especially because I know on Facebook, for me to read the ads manager is painful. Like, I'm not really sure what's going on in there. I don't know what I'm looking at. And I don't run ads, as you know. So I've paid people to run ads for me a couple times. I've actually had my Facebook ads manager account banned permanently. And I think that was because I was using, oh, hold on. Can you guys still see me? Yeah, there we go. I am trying to use my DSLR for streaming, so sometimes I think it times out. This is like, I think, the second time only that I've ever used it. All right, here we go, back to here. So YouTube ads, I was saying, what was I saying? I was just saying I'm not good at ads. So I pay someone, oh, my Facebook ads manager was banned. Just so you know, it was banned because I ran a weight loss ad. So I don't know if you know this, when I first started out, I wanted to be a fitness blogger or a fitness professional or whatever. And because I did that my whole life, but I just did it in person, like very analog. Oh, hold on. I think that just went out again. Let me. I'm still here. Hold on. All right. I think it's working again. I'm showing up. Okay. So anyways, if that happens to you, it does permanently disable your account, but it disabled it for 2.5 years and then it came back. So in case you're wondering, does it ever come back? It does come back. But I still am just, after that, I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to run any Facebook ads. All right. So over here under YouTube ads, I have what worked, what didn't work. And then I have YouTube tabs. Just so you know, like once you hit, and it's a very arbitrary, like once you hit a certain number, you can get access to more tools with inside of YouTube. I can do stories. I can do posts on the community tab. I guess that's all I can do. But prior to that, I was not able to do that. And it was very random how it showed up. On some places it showed up and on other places it did not. So, you know, as soon as you hit 1,000 subscribers, though, I think it just starts opening up things for you, especially as you are doing more things. So the Lisa Latte channel I had mentioned had been able to get monetized after 3 months. That channel had YouTube stories available before even Pretty Fabulous, which still had 25,000 subscribers, and I have no idea why. So I don't know what's really going on in the background, but the more you post to YouTube, and I think the more active you are, the more you show up in their searches, and then you get access to more tools, and I think they're creating more as we keep going. YouTube, Annabelle Garcia, you are the most beautiful YouTuber. Congratulations on your channel. Well, thank you. That was very nice, Annabelle. I very much appreciate that. Oh, also, I just want to give a shout out to Devora. So Devora had purchased, I had put my book, it was a cozy mystery, on sale on Amazon, and I told people if they wanted to purchase it and send me a receipt, I would send them free access to the top 5 planner trends, and Devora was one of them, and she left a very nice review for me on Amazon, so I very much appreciate that. I don't know if you guys have any author friends, but without having to do anything, if you just leave them a review on their book, it really, really helps. Even if it's a bad review. Like, I know that sounds counterintuitive. All reviews help because it just drives traffic and engagement to that particular platform, even though Amazon is not a social media platform. All right, I will keep going. All right, so we are at Twitter. So Twitter, and I will go a little faster. Same thing, has all the rules. I do have a different rule for Twitter, which is the 30-18-10, just because it's so easy to post a tweet. It's less characters. And on top of that, Twitter it's kind of the matrix, right? Like, it just keeps moving. So you have to be in the game if you want to keep going. Oops. All right. So over here on Twitter, let me try to make this smaller for you. There we go. I have scheduling your posts. So, and then I have Twitter ads. And so this has bid type, existing or new tweets, because that's how Twitter ads work. And then over here, we have what did and didn't work, and then DMs. So pretty much on Twitter, when everyone's like, I can't grow and I can't really seem to connect with people, the people who do really well on Twitter are sending DMs constantly, just like nonstop. And so I put an area here for you just to go ahead and put Twitter DMs, people you want to reach out to, whether those are influencers or they are peers. But basically the rule of thumb is you want to reach out to someone who has at or around the same number of followers as you do on that platform. All right, so now we're going to go into Pinterest. I don't know why this keeps moving back and forth. All right, so Pinterest over here, same thing. You have brainstorming, and then you have which type of pins. Now, these are always changing, but as of right now, these are the most popular types of pins and the only ones that you can do. I think before they used to have like 2-click pins, and they no longer have that. They just have a 1-click pin. So that's not even an option. So all these platforms are like definitely changing. And then this is for scheduling your pin, just kind of thinking through what's going to be on that pin and what to, when to post it, keywords, hashtags, which are also, I shouldn't say new. I think they're new for like 2 years now, on Pinterest, and then your posting schedule for each day of the week, as well as board requirements. So sometimes, when you join a Pinterest board, there's rules on how many people you need to follow and how many repins you need to do, and other repin agreements you might have with people, just sort of offline, that aren't really a board. Some people will just get together and agree to repin just to help with their algorithm. Over here on Pinterest ads, these are the different types of campaigns, as well as the different types of promotions that you can run. And then over here for Pinterest ads, same thing. I kind of changed the wording a little, for Pinterest. And then over here, whoops, it's what worked and what didn't. And then just Pinterest audit, like anytime you talk to a Pinterest expert, they're going to ask you, like, are you posting consistently? Do all of your pins look the same? How about your branding, right? And are you putting your URL in the bottom of every pin? Because not everyone's going to click, but at least they can see pretty fabulous designs, and they might have that in the back of their mind. And I don't know, do it the old fashioned way and type it in. So that's Pinterest. Over here, this section is just extra trackers. So you could really just kind of throw these in. You could create a whole new section for these different areas. So over here is probably the most valuable one, is the one here on the left. And that is the annual numbers at a glance. So this is looking at per month, and also your revenue, your ad spend, your email list. Like, is it really growing, right? So did your Facebook grow? So to me, if you can just record these each month, then you can kind of tell. Sometimes in the analytics, again, they have them in there. However, not all analytics are built the same. It's kind of difficult to follow. And I think even with Instagram, I think you have to pay to look at some of those analytics. So this is just a place for you to keep everything all at once to see at a glance. And then over here is affiliate income. So I know a lot of people do, as either they are in charge of an affiliate program, but this is mostly for people who have joined an affiliate program and are promoting someone else's items. So pretty much the only affiliate program I really promote is the Adobe Creative Cloud, and that's because I teach Adobe InDesign. So you really want to pick affiliates that are very closely related to what you do. I get offers all the time for just random stuff. Like the other day, I got an offer for toilet bowl cleaners. I'm probably not going to push that. In fact, I know I'm not, because it has nothing to do with my offer. I think what they do is they just have a filter where if you just have so many subscribers and you're active, they just send you an email and ask you if you want to help promote their affiliate program. So anyways, over here is Password Keeper. I am definitely a huge, like, when I switched over from the laptop to this desktop, I'm sure you know, everything was gone, right? Because I had wiped everything out of Chrome and out of my passwords, in my, like, all my saved files, because I had sent the laptop into Apple to get repaired. And because it was being sent to a stranger, I was like, oh, I don't want them to get into any of my accounts. And then when I got this new computer, I was like, I don't remember my passwords for anything. So I used to make fun of these password just trackers, but they're actually kind of useful. So I created one over here, as well as a sponsorship tracker. So once you grow pretty big, people are going to ask if they can sponsor you, especially if you have podcasts, to go ahead and mention their products. And so I just thought this could help you, because a lot of times, you know, when you advertise somebody, it annoys your audience. And especially if I was going to talk to you about toilet bowl cleaners, right? And if you're not making any revenue back, or they're not paying you a lot, or, you know, it's just not coming in as you thought it would, then having sponsorships is kind of pointless. So it's just another place to track it. And then influencer outreach is more, it's also collaboration. But, you know, when we talk about doing those DMs on Twitter, then in Instagram, it's also, who else do you want to kind of work with and collaborate with? And you're never going to grow your network unless you start reaching out to people. And so all the people that I'm quote unquote friends with online, some of them I've never met in person. Like, I'm really close friends with Jessica Stansbury, who I'm doing blog posts for her starting next month, but I've actually never physically met her in person. But if I hadn't reached out to her, then I would have never known her. A lot of my friends here, same thing, the ones I have in real life, I reached out to them. So, there's a lot, I think, to be said today about making friends and connections by just making the effort. And you should never just assume that, like, oh, they don't want to talk to me, or they're so big, they're never going to want to be friends with me. That's just not true. And even if it is, like, who cares? Like, at least you tried. You just never know. All right, so that's everything. And then I think someone asked what they were getting. What am I paying for? So it's a great question. So to edit this, it's really easy. But basically, all you have to do to edit these text, use the type tool. I know we've been going on for a long, long time. So I'll do a separate tutorial on just how to edit this. Let me just show you instead what you're getting for purchasing. So over here, if you go to my website and then you go to the shop page, you're going to see right here on the top, the new social media planner template kit. So when you click on that, you're going to see the sales page for that, which has all of the information on everything that you're going to get. It is on sale today and tomorrow for $47. Normally it's $247. You just need the code social47. But I believe if you just click this link, it'll automatically just apply the discount for you. Down here, you're going to get the actual PDF planner you can sell as is. You're going to get the editable InDesign files. So if you want to make any changes, you want to make changes to the colors, add in new photos, you can do that inside the InDesign file. You'll get all of the fonts that I use in case you want to use the exact same ones. Some of them are kind of pricey. So I always say, like, the Texta font is $239 for the whole library. I mean, I honestly think it's worth it. It's a very high-end sans serif font that you can use for a lot of different things. But if you don't want to use that, then you can just use your own. Railway is still great. Looks very similar to Texta. You're going to get JPEGs of every image. So if you're somebody who's like, I don't know how to use InDesign, I'd rather just paste it into Canva and then just lay text and images on top, you can do that, or you can use these to create mockups or just advertise them on social. You're going to get a graphics pack where you're going to be able to just use all the done for you graphics. I've created Facebook posts for you, Instagram posts, Instagram stories, mockups, Twitter headers, like all of those things have been done for you. Same thing with the mood board. You get a completely editable Photoshop file. So you'll get the entire thing if you want to redo this for a client and go ahead and customize it with different colors for them and agree on that in the mood board. Or you could just share the mood board on Pinterest. I think a lot of people like to see that. And over here, you can see all of the different icons and all of the different posts that you're going to get. And this little GIF down here. And then you're going to get bonuses. So the first 6 bonuses are pretty much always the same for each one. The only thing that's a little different is the social media planner blog post ideas. I do customize that for each planner because obviously this is the blog post you would write for, like, last week's Christian planner won't apply for the social media planner. So I have a list of 50 different ideas because I really think SEO helps, obviously, because I don't do any paid ads. Even though I do think paid ads are a good idea. And usually I give you alternate logos, but instead what I did for this one is I created a lead magnet for you. So this one has 20 email subject lines in it. It looks pretty just like this. You get all 20. Now this one you actually get the InDesign file, you get the PDF as is, and you also get all the JPEGs if you want to use it that way. So it's like getting a whole new template all to yourself. And then you get the Instagram highlights. So you're going to get all 10. You're going to get them in black and white, and some of them I did create in pink. And then over here, you're going to get 4 different covers that you can just swap out onto the front if you would like. And you can see all 4 of them down here. You're also going to get the Instagram post. So if you want to just advertise it as a square Instagram graphic, you're going to get that too. And then if you are like, I don't want to sit through your whole video again, Lisa, you can go ahead and flip through right here and see all the pages that are inside of the planner. So let me know if you have any questions. And like I said, I think Misty Cliff asked the question, after you purchase this planner, as soon as your purchase is done, it will ask you if you want to buy the digital version, and that's coming out next week on Monday, and that has everything that you see, but it's made for an iPad. I shouldn't say an iPad. I'm obviously very Apple, like pro-centric, but you can use it on a regular tablet. Anything that has clickable tabs, you can use your finger. You don't even need a stylus or an Apple Pen. You just need something that can click around, and you can use the apps and write inside of it. So that's pretty much it. I know I did a lot of talking. Hello, Leah. Hello, Marilyn. And hello, Camille. Thank you for showing up. I know it's totally random because I didn't give you a date and this was supposed to launch earlier in the week. So thank you for your patience. However, I'm super excited. This does mean that we have 12 new planners, or 13 or 14. I'm so bad at math. I did a lot of planner updates that are ready to roll out over the next couple of weeks. And later today, if you want to meet me back here again at 3:30, I will be rolling out the Etsy Kickstarter, the 2021 date. So the thing that I need to do too is, in addition to getting them proofread to make sure the dates are correct, I also try to change the covers each year. And that doesn't mean you can't use past covers, but usually every time a planner comes out, especially dated planners, what helps to sell them is to have a new cover. I mean, some planners that are just super plain and boring, people will buy just because of the cover. It's just a crazy phenomenon. It's really just planners that happens too. So that's why I try to update the covers for you each year, so you have some different options of things to think about. So if you guys have any questions at all, just let me know and I will answer them live for you at 3:30. So all of that is available right now for sale, and that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys soon. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.